Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jess. Welcome back to my channel for another garden tour. So today I'm going to be doing my July garden tour, and y'all, it has been super hot here. Everything has just been taking off. I can't wait to show y'all. So let's get right into it. So it is the middle of July when I'm filming this here in North Carolina, Zone 8A. It has been super hot. We've got a nice overcast, cloudy day today. So I thought I'd do things a little bit different and start off with my gorgeous Limelight hydrangea hedge. Do y'all see this? Look how full and lush it's looking this year. I'm so pleased with it. And look how tall they are. So I did have my boyfriend come out here and measure. These are 8 feet tall, y'all. So if you all were wondering if Limelights will reach their full potential, yes, these grow 6 to 8 feet tall and wide. I planted these about 6 years ago. I got them all on clearance for $5 a piece, cut them down to about the height of what my liriope are, and they have just rebounded and bloomed amazing for me every single year. This one here on the end is my newest one. This one has been in the ground for 5 years, so it's just a year behind the others, but it has caught up and it's looking amazing, y'all. Like these stems here and that one right there, 8 feet tall, and the bloom itself is 1 foot long. So yes, these are doing amazing. I do have all of them staked. There are a total of 8 of them in this hedge. So when it rains, I do come out here and shake off all the water off the blooms to help them perk back up, but the stakes also help with the flopping. So just to give you guys a tip on the Limelights, I do have a little bit of the dried drop leaves here just because this bed is west facing, so it takes full afternoon sun all day long. I do have this bed on drip, so each hydrangea is set up on a gallon per hour emitter, and each hydrangea has 2 of them, so they're actually getting 2 gallons per hour. And I run my drip about maybe 15 to 20 minutes daily. So yeah, y'all, I'm just so thrilled with how lush and full this is looking. This right here in the center is my endless summer hydrangea, and I just want to give you guys a close-up of how it's looking. I know the blooms are faded, but look how loaded it is. I'll try to insert a picture when it first came into bloom so you guys can see, but oh my gosh, y'all, this is the best bloom performance I have received on this hydrangea since I planted it 7 years ago. Yes, it's a little bit sun scorched, but it's taking it like a champ. I'm so pleased with it. I remember one year I only got blooms on one half of the hydrangea. Like literally this side was bloomed, this side was all just leaves. So I'm just so happy with all the blooms. I love its size. I was considering switching it out for maybe a little lime or some other type of panicle, but I love it here, y'all. And I love the fact that it does not block my window. So that's why I have one random hydrangea sitting here. When I planned out this bed, I wanted to make sure I was still gonna be able to see out of my window here. So that's the reasoning behind that. Limelights are doing amazing. If you see them in clearance, y'all, I'm telling you, they will look super rough. I'll insert pictures of when I first purchased mine, but they will rebound and come back. Just cut them back, give them some water, and they'll perform beautifully for you. So underneath my Limelights, I do have a hedge of liriope planted, which you can barely see just because the hydrangeas cover them up. I was thinking about switching it out for something else, but y'all, I'm kind of really loving the simplicity of just having just the green and white hydrangeas over here. So loving this bed. It's doing phenomenal. Still have not come in and cleared out. I had plans to like clear out this grass and connect the 2 beds. Still have not done that yet. That will probably be a fall project just because it is super hot here in North Carolina. Over here on my swoop, things are looking a little bit fried, dried, laid to the side. So I need to come in and do some pruning. That will probably be my next video, is just coming in and doing a mid-summer cutback. I need to cut back all of my calibrachoa here. These are called Daybreak Charm. And then also my salvia here. I only have like 1 tubing of drip running on this curve, and I don't think that's enough because again, this gets full afternoon sun. My lambsdare has bounced back and filled out beautifully. Arborvitae is doing well, as always, getting nice and tall. So I'm excited to put Christmas lights on that again this year. Swinging around behind me, this is one of my Limelight trees on standard. Y'all, I have not watered this at all. Like it has literally been surviving just off of the little bit of rain that we've received, and it's dropped so many leaves, but still giving me a nice bloom cycle. The bees are all over it, loving it. I'm just letting it do its thing. I do need to come in and clean around this base. Like it's just getting overgrown with grass. So we'll tackle that at some point. I did also, just before this video, come in and cut back all of my Manhattan euonymus, which are doing amazing. They're getting nice and full. These grow so fast, y'all. I think this is only maybe their second or third year in the ground, and they have filled out so nice. These two over here were the two that I were having the issue earlier this spring with the leaf drop. They have filled back out and they are doing their thing. So loving these. Moving on to my front garden bed, look at this showstopper, y'all. It has gotten so full and lush. I literally just created this bed in March of this year. I did a whole extension. I will leave that video linked for you guys. And it has filled in phenomenally. So if you all have a brand new garden space and are wanting that instant impact, plant some annuals. So first off, y'all, look at my coleus. Isn't it beautiful? So this is called Ridiculous Coleus. It's by Proven Winners. I do have 3 of them planted here in a clump. I know it looks like more than 3, but y'all, these have been loving the heat that we have received so far this season. I do have a wee white hydrangea planted in the center there that is completely getting shrouded out by the coleus. But y'all, actually, I think it's actually benefiting from the coleus because this bed does get full west afternoon sun. Being that that's such a young hydrangea, it's probably benefiting from that bit of shade it's getting. So I'm gonna just let it do its thing. I probably will come in and cut the little blooms off the coleus. I don't really grow coleus for its blooms. I'll do that in another video. But yeah, you guys, everything is doing amazing. So down here in the front, I have a drift of sun patience. These are purple, all doing phenomenal. Like, look how big and tall they've gotten, y'all. Let me get to ground level. Isn't that pretty? Ah, I'm loving it. And then behind that, I have a drift of lemon coral sedum that I've planted here, all filled in nicely. I'm loving that lime green pop of color. And then just in the center here, I planted a bunch of begonias. It looks like these over here are doing a whole lot better just because I have a lot more dripped over here on this side. So note to self, in the fall, beef up your drift over here, Jess. So yeah, y'all, they are actually planted all throughout here. These over here are not doing too hot. So anywho, over here I have a blue globe spruce doing amazing. My autumn joy sedum is starting to put on its buds for the fall, and this one over here always ends up blooming earlier than these. So I just love the little broccoli texture that they have for now. Behind that, I have my euonymus doing amazing. I just gave it a haircut. And then Miss Rosie is over here still shining. She unfortunately does not have her blooms around her. I'll insert a picture for you guys, but these are opalescence phlox planted around her. I actually have 3. There's one tucked in right behind her that is struggling, but it did bloom for me. These have actually rebloomed 3 times already this season. And if you look closely, let me see if I can zoom in without crushing anything. I have a bunch of new buds getting ready to open. So I love this phlox. I love the fact that it's reblooming and it will keep performing all season long. Love, love, love that. And I have not had to deadhead them either, y'all. I haven't trimmed them. They just reset buds on those same stalks. So love that. The drift of begonias I have in here, I cannot remember the name. I'll try to insert it if I can find an old video. I do also have 2, what are these called? Eclipse hydrangeas planted, kind of getting shrouded out by the begonias as well, but loving the dark leaf on those. The blooms have spent, so I'm excited to see how those do next year. I probably won't pack as many annuals around them just so that you can actually see the hydrangeas shine. Behind it, I do have a row of 5 tiny quick fire hydrangeas planted that were planted from a quart size. So they have put on a lot of new growth. Let me swing around to the back side so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. Ooh, y'all, the clouds are rolling in. Let me hurry up and get this filmed before the rain hits. So in my back row here, I have 5 winter gem boxwoods planted. These will grow up and create what I like to call my evergreen backdrop. So excited to see these fill in. Ooh, here comes the rain. And then also I have 5 tiny quickfire hydrangeas planted in a row in front of them. I got these from Proven Winners, planted them from a tiny quart size, and they have put on so much new growth, you guys. They're doing amazing. I have another Eclipse hydrangea trying to survive over here. It has been struggling from all the heat, but I'm thinking now the coleus will help out with that. And then last but not least in this bed, I have a tiny little turtle that I've decided to add. I've actually had this turtle for a really long time. I just forgot to bring it out here. So this is Fanny. This is in representation of my sister. She loves turtles, so put this out here for her. So up here on my porch, I almost caught them in bloom for y'all. I feel like every tour that I've done so far, my gardenia trees have been out of bloom. So I have a couple of spent blooms here. These are the older ones that just need to fall off. I have one that's just getting ready to open, another bud here. A lot of the buds have been falling off just because we've had so much heat, but I still have a lot coming. This thing blooms repeatedly throughout the entire season and they smell amazing. I love the glossy dark green leaves. So yeah, this I have been hand watering every single day just to keep it happy. I have another one over here that completely got toppled over in a windstorm that we had, so that's why it's doing the gangster lean. Just need to come in and restake it, shape it back up, but this one doesn't bloom as much for me. I'm not sure what's going on. I have a lot of little blooms in here. I don't know. I don't get as many flowers on this one for some reason, but anywho, these are my two gardenia trees on standard. I have a geranium planted in this urn here that, y'all, it's just there. It was blooming for me. It was doing great, but when it got super hot, y'all, I need to find a way to run drip up here on my patio. Note to self. So we need to do that. Over here, my pots have also been struggling just because these get too much sunlight. My other two pots up here are doing okay, you guys. The wild Rihanna is doing amazing, y'all. This just blooms its head off every single year. I love this annual. This one is purple. The pink one, it's not doing as well as the purple, but it's doing okay. I also have some Dichondra Silver Falls planted in here, along with a hydrangea that I got on clearance from Lowe's for $7. Doing great. I'm getting some new buds on it, so that's exciting. My other hydrangea over here, this is my tuxedo. It has bloomed its head off, and now I'm just going to enjoy its foliage for the remaining of the season. Probably need to get it into a bigger pot now. Ooh, yeah, I probably need to repot that. So note to self, repot the plant, Jess. And then back here, I just have two plants that I still need to pot up. This is a dead leaf, so let's move that. This is a little quick fire hydrangea I picked up from Tractor Supply on clearance. Y'all, this was 75% off, nothing but twigs. So I scratched the stem. It was green. I've been watering it and it's put out some new leaves for me. So I'm just letting it rehab here under the shade of my patio. And then this little guy stopped me dead in my tracks at Lowe's. You guys, I just love all the colors and the texture and the pattern of this hosta here. This one is called Rainforest Sunrise Hosta by Monrovia. So I'm going to tuck this into one of my fall arrangement pots. But yeah, you guys, that is pretty much it for the front bed. Arborvitae balls are doing well. They are showing a little bit of heat stress just because I have not been watering these, y'all. Again, they've been surviving off of what little rain that we have been getting. You can see the rain is starting to fall now. This one over here is showing more of the heat stress. At first, I thought it was bagworms, y'all. So I got scared, came over here and checked. It's just heat stress, literally. So I just need to come in and prune this out. But it's doing great. I also have two Carissa hollies over here doing amazing, loving their color. And then my abelia, this is a Rose Creek abelia, y'all. This is my favorite abelia. Like, look at these blooms. Aren't they pretty? I love the pink and the white. So pretty. And then the new growth. This one definitely needs a haircut, but I love the new growth because it also looks like blooms from a distance, that orange touch of color. And then in my pots here, I just have two fluffy gold arborvitaes that definitely need to come out of the pots at the end of the season. So Mailbox bed is doing great. Over here, this bed is still a work in progress, you guys. I have a ton of weeding to do in this bed, so please ignore the weeds. My two hydrangeas that I transplanted are getting fried from all the sun, so I definitely will be moving those in the fall. These were just planted here because they were originally in my front bed. Planted them here before I did my patio extension and still haven't planted them in their permanent homes. So these two will be relocating. They look really, really bad. I know, y'all, but they're alive. And then I have a quad of some salvia that I purchased on clearance, just starting to finally put on some new growth. We have a lovely lead I need to pull here. And then this right here is my Christmas jewel holly that I planted earlier this spring. Still waiting for it to leaf out a bit more. It's starting to put on some new growth. I can see some lime green tips in there. So I'm excited to see how this does throughout the winter and fall season. I have two boxwoods here that are struggling, but y'all, I will find homes for these eventually. This is a dwarf cryptomeria, and then I have 2 barberries planted here, as well as a white variegated euonymus. Moving right along so I can hurry up and get out of this rain, but y'all, my fountain grasses, poor things, are so confused. Actually, all of my plants are kind of confused this year just because it got so hot so early here. They started putting out their plumes at the end of June, when normally they don't put their plumes out until the end of August, kind of beginning of September. So I don't know, y'all. I'm hoping I'm going to have some fall interest with these, but it's so early. But I'm loving it, you guys. They look beautiful. They're large, full, and I love that they completely now disguise this utility box here. Last but not least, over here I have my other Limelight hydrangea on standard. This one I cut back all the way down to here. You can see my cuts. This was even cuts all the way around. So all of this is new growth that it put on just this summer, and it's doing amazing, you guys. I was going to transplant it to my backyard, but I think I'm going to leave it here. So yeah, you guys, that is going to conclude today's garden tour. If you can hear behind me, the rain is pouring down right now. So sorry that this was a short tour, but I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the progress in my front yard. Stay tuned. I will definitely give you guys a tour of my backyard and my shade garden in separate videos. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you found some inspiration. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.